Look at what we've done. Choking our world, loading the gun. Some minds are free. Greed is a prison, so hard to see. How many care? How many stand up? How many dare? How many care? How many stand up? How many dare? Oh, look at what we've done. Oh, look at what we've done. Nothing left to give. Bracking the earth, the place where we live. Water we can't drink. Chemical spills, rivers that stink. How many care? How many stand up? How many dare? How many care? How many stand up? How many dare?
How y'all doing? I was just thinking to myself, you can tell what kind of mood John is in by the music he plays at the beginning of it. Anyway, it is Sunday, baby, and I'm glad y'all are here. And because, man, we get to start a whole new week. Ventures, all sorts of shit's going to happen. Anyway, Twizzle 2.0. Dwayne was here first, followed by Irene Lambert. Thank you, baby. And Bunny Griffin. Baby, thank you for being here. Cobra Jet Cat, Susan Greenland. JT Libs, Sue Warrior is here, Sam is here, Penny Hartleman, chainsaw wielding mongoose. Boy, that guy's in the room. Watch it. He's swinging that thing. Nancy Halverson is here, Linda Gallup, Dorothy Tyndall, and my dogs are barking. Shut up. Christina Sanchez, Debbie Capran, David Ritchie. I'm glad everybody. C-Mac is in the room. So Trudy back there. Let me get this. Jeanette Miller is here. Zip that on down here. Carl Vogel's here. I love it how y'all just say hello to everybody. Love this family. It's what makes this thing. It's what makes it. I swear, that's what makes it for me. Is that right there? Is every time we start this show. Anyway. Well, it's been a holiday weekend. Kind of a shadow over it from the signing of the big bullshit bill on the 4th to a tragedy down here in Texas that hit an area that my family and I are well familiar with. We've been there many times. Just pure devastation and the loss of life. It's just heartbreaking. And so, yeah, it didn't kind of threw a shadow over the whole holiday weekend. They did have fireworks in my neighborhood. I had to calm my dogs down all night, so that was fun. But I hope you enjoyed your weekend as much as you could. And, a lot of people are probably like me, feeling a little down. It's like, damn, we lost. We suffered another defeat with this big damn bill shit. And yeah, it feels that way. And, yeah, we're going to get over that shit, though. We're going to rise back up. We're going to find our feet. Stand back up, stay in this fight, both here and in Texas and across this country, because the fight's worth having. The Craig was asking why would they have camps on that. The Guadalupe River in the hill country here is the iconic place to go in the summer. It's a flowing river, tubing on that river. There's a lot of camps, a lot of RVs. Parks and everything there. Smart Ass Squaw is from that area. and thankfully her family's all right. But yeah, it's one of those spots. It's just pure Texas, and to see such a storm come up in such short time and the water rise that far, that high, that fast, uh, it didn't stand a whole lot of chance for anybody caught in that. Uh, so yeah, the loss is devastating, and but yeah, it's we have natural disasters all over this country though. Now, in the political part of it, Donnie Boy stepped right up and declared disaster and signed the papers and all that shit. And I'm just thinking how fast he did that for Texas, but not so fast for California. Yeah.
Gee, I wonder why.
I wonder why, Miss Chick. How are you, dear?
I'm okay, John, and yeah, that's horrific. I was watching an interview with a woman who I think ran a campground. She wasn't in Kerrville, but the Guadalupe River is, a length, so there wasn't just that one spot. It was impacted real large at that one spot because of the girls' camp and a few other things. But she was explaining that some older citizens in her area had said this was something they hadn't seen in their 90 years. And
yeah, this was more than
she claimed it was like a 500-year event.
I would
That's
not
why
doubt
people
it.
are living along the river. It doesn't happen like that.
The level of the water that they're showing on the TV on the news is just astounding. I don't know how anybody.
It is. And the idea that it happened so fast. Yes. They said within 45 minutes it went from just barely starting to just being horrific.
Raging, yeah.
Horrifically raging.
It's a gently moving river. Like I say, good for tubing. And there's rocky areas where you get a little, action. Yeah. But not too bad. But
and rapids.
Yes, a little rapids there. Nothing your inner tube can't handle.
Scrape your butt when you're in a tube.
Yeah, that's it. And but yeah, it is the place here in Texas. Garner State Park is down a little south from there. It's a huge draw. That whole river.
Yep.
And yeah. So.
Many camps, many parks, many probably retirement.
Yeah, that
places.
Camp Mystic, that just breaks your heart. That just, thank goodness they got a lot of them girls out. But
yeah, and it'll be a while before we get it all cleaned up, sorted out. The last count was 51 that they have found.
Well, the count I got down here now is at 80.
Is it? See, I didn't know when that last thing was posted.
It's still, they're still missing people.
Things are just buried in the mud.
Yeah, that's what it says. The headline says, "New flooding threat in Texas as the death toll rises to 80." And yes, up in that area again, there is another threat of thunderstorms up there right now. So, it's not over yet. And
no, they did manage to move a lot of people into an area where it's safe, though. So there's that. That's good.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, the unnatural disaster of Washington. What are we going to do about that?
Yeah. What are we going to do about that? That's the basic question of what.
We got to have a plan, John. We got to have a plan.
We do.
As Bonita would say. Got to have a plan. And,
we have plans, but I think everybody right now is kind of dumbstruck. We're kind of in that gloom spot right after the fight over this bill, and then watching it being signed into law. That took the wind out of a lot of sails. But I think the wind will come back. The breeze will pick back up, baby, because it's going to affect.
I think this is going to put a different kind of wind into everybody's sails.
I hope.
It's going to bring the protests out more and more frequent, larger. That's all good.
It is.
But I just want to emphasize that we still need to make sure, because their biggest tool, one of their biggest tools, has been to manipulate voter registration in various ways, whether it's gerrymandering or changing the rules, saying you have to have this ID, that ID, you
Right.
can't do this, you can't go.
Purging the voting rolls, and
moving the
throwing people.
polling places around, all sorts of bullshit. Stay aware of it. Stay up on it. Make sure you got your ID up to date. Make sure you're registered. And if anything else, be prepared to vote in person and know exactly where you have to go to do that. And if you can't get there yourself, ask for help. People will help you. Call your local Democratic number and tell them, I want to vote in person, but I need a ride.
I need a ride. I can't get there.
And vote in everything you can vote in. Everything.
That's the key. That's our only key. It always has been. The reason that I could say that the reason we're in the shape we're in right now is because we didn't have enough people get out and vote. If we had enough people to get out and vote, the situation would be different. We'd have the first female president right now, and I don't think we'd be in the shape we're in. But we didn't do that. And that
was part of it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got to take responsibility,
A lot of people just
I don't. Yeah, well, I, like a lot of other people, think there's shenanigans, let's say.
I think there was shenanigans too, but until that's concretely proven.
Then I stay
it wasn't
away
the
from
only
that.
reason.
I don't ride that horse because it's not going anywhere. We can say it all day long, but he's still the president, and still it is a threat to this democracy.
But there's one other thing that we should do, and I was listening to Katie Fang and was it Jen Rubin? I'm trying to remember, or Joyce Vance. I can't remember which one she was talking to. It was an interview they were doing this morning, and they were talking about this dilemma, and I think it was Katie that pointed out that Republicans are really good about having people in the wings ready to step up into any election. They're grooming people to be politicians all the time, through the decades. Just keep going. And that's what we need, is we need a Democratic boot camp, for, so to speak, for candidates. We have to always have a good, strong candidate running in everything. That's important. And we don't do that. We're kind of like, oh, you want to run? I don't know. You want to run? I don't know. I'm going to run, that kind of shit. Or they wait until it gets really bad, and then they think, oh, I can run for that. No, we have to always have someone ready to step up.
With a boot camp for politicians, but they have their meetings.
I know it sounds bad, but it's strategy. It's strategy.
We need
but
that.
You know what?
We need leadership in this party. We need somebody strong to step up and be a leader.
One of the things that I kind of overlooked, one of the things they can't gerrymander is senators. Because they're not necessarily in a specific thing. Everybody votes for your senators, right?
That's right. That's the one race in your state that's kind of open.
So if looks like it might be not so much a good thing in your state, then put your money behind, the Democrat senator and encourage a good candidate there.
Yeah, look.
I know we've got one. Yeah, we've got one open. Because Gary Peters has decided to step down, and
I'm
so
thinking
his seat
Ted
will be
Cruz
open.
is safe this time, and I don't know about Jeff, not Jeff Sessions. What's my other senator's name? Well, that other guy from Texas.
That other guy from Texas.
Ted Cruz usually.
That other guy who's not Ken Paxton or
I want to say John Cornyn. I think it might be John Cornyn.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, they've been in Republican hands for a while. This state has, but I feel a change coming. But again, we're gerrymandered as shit, and that's a problem with a lot of places in this country. That politicians pick their voters instead of voters picking their politicians. So they guarantee. That's what my district is. They redistricted it when the Republicans took the Texas House, and the redistricting was going on, and boy, howdy shit. We went from a solid blue district to damn near red as you can be. And that's hard to do here in Corpus Christi because Corpus itself is a very democratic town. It's, you know, more accepting, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. It's more casual and not so regimented. And
Yeah.
so yeah, we're a little more laid back down here than up by San Antonio, which is damn near where my district grows. All the way up there, stretch it up and getting all the farmland you can get, ranch land. So.
Well, and the other thing that occurred to me now, it's because each state is different. But for instance, some states have what you call citizen-led petitions for ballot measures,
right,
and things like that.
Yes.
And at some point, we were able to remove the normal way of gerrymandering. It wasn't done. Usually it gets flipped, you know, either the Democrats get to do it or the Republicans get to do it, depending on who won what and, you know, that kind of thing. And the last time that we redrew some lines, which took a little longer because it was the first time, it was a citizen-led thing. And they made sure that there was a smattering of all the parties in it. I can't remember how many people were on the committee that did that. And it was a little confusing and it looks a little different, but I think that's the better way to go for now, maybe. There's always, you know, somebody's going to play with something at some point.
Oh, yeah. You know.
Because, you know, that corruption thing leaks into things.
No,
but it doesn't happen
but
what, every 10 years, I think, that we do the lines?
Yeah. I think
with the census?
I don't start me the line, but I think it is. It's more than 8, I know.
Well, it's roughly,
So,
they do the 10-year census, and then they look at the population of a state, and then they start changing things around. They say you have more here or less here.
It is
or
based
whatever.
on the census, I remember that much.
Yeah, which is why you
Of course,
fill out
my
your
mind is a
census.
sieve nowadays, so, you know. Hey, but I got things to remind me, and one is to call out another Paul, too, came in with a $5 donation and said, love and lots of tears. Prepare, beware, and prayer. Hey, you can do all three, baby. All three. Because, yeah, it's, you know, not only for the tragedy that is happening now, but for the tragedies we know are going to happen as a result of that bill signing. Now, they have delayed a lot of their shit that's going to hit us until after the midterms, trying to hide that shit. But it's already hitting, you know, taking effect.
Yeah, various things don't kick in for a year, 2 years, 4 years, whatever, 5 years.
Right.
And you know what you're looking at. And I haven't had a chance to look at them line for line to see which ones are kicking in when. I do want to mention that I did find a couple donations on some of the after comments.
Really?
Art Vic 32 donated $2 and James Blossom donated $5. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that very much. I'm sorry I didn't catch them. It's yeah, it's been a on a bright note. I got a lot of fucking weed eating done. So, taking out my frustrations. Besides that, every time I pull in and out of my driveway, I think to myself, damn, it looks bad.
Yeah.
So I had to go
I
out
did
there
not
and do
get
that
much
today.
this weekend.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, hold on to your britches. How you doing, Benny?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
Oh, what a travesty it was on Friday.
Yep. Yeah. It put a damper on everybody's weekend, I think. You know.
Wasting taxpayer dollars just to have those airplanes fly over the White House while he's signing that bill.
Yeah, but look at the image, the spectacle of it.
I know.
Can't beat that. You
He's
can't
got a
get that
copy
kind
off-
of advertising, I'm telling you.
He's got a copy off Putin and Kim Jong. That's what he's got to do.
Well, that's you know, it works for them. He's hoping it works here. Tell me he don't. That's you know, I've said that for the whole fucking 8, 9 years I've been doing this. He wants the power of Putin and the adulation of Kim Jong Un.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he wants. And if he gets that, well, yeah, shit, everything will be happy, roses, unicorns, and rainbows.
I've been doing a lot of thinking about this sneaky thing that they did with the bill that Mrs. Chick was explaining to us on Thursday about how January 1st, 2027 is not when the Medicaid cuts take effect. And I've been thinking, how many people next year are going to be, thinking that, and we gotta start pushing that now.
I think it's going to hit before then. I think you're going to see rural hospitals close.
They already are.
Yeah, they already are. There's things already happening that are going to put people in a difficult position.
Right, but I agree with Mr. Chick. We gotta
push
that now.
Yep.
Because
we got to just hammer it home and remind people where all that's going to happen and when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't want anyone to forget next year when they go vote, because we got to make sure that we vote these fuckers out.
Well, there has been a lot going on here at the Brito House, but my tech guy moved, and plus all the other events that have happened. But so all of my buttons aren't up to date, but this one is. This one is. And that's for the Good Trouble Lives On March on July 17th. This is the big one. This is put on by 5051. And just we want a hell of a good turnout on that. But there's going to be other ones before then, if there's not one in your local area right now as we speak. So, anyway.
But boy, howdy shit, John, Trump decided to send FEMA to Texas to help you guys with the flooding.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't send aid to other states, red states that needed it.
Yeah, Abbott's a big supporter. I mean, pumps the pom-poms all the time for Donnie.
Abbott's already at ass level sitting in that chair.
Yeah. It's right there. He can't. Yeah, he sucks it all the time, and so Greg Abbott is probably high on Donnie's list of governors he wants to keep happy. So that's thank goodness. Thank goodness that those people will get the help and the aid, that FEMA will step in and everything. That's the way it should be everywhere. And that's how come we have a national disaster plan. Trump's idea, the Republicans right now are just saying, well, fuck it, the states, Well, when something hits a state on the magnitude of earthquakes and hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, that's it's beyond a local level to get the repairs done. So that's how come we have that system. But I guess all that's going to change, and we'll see how it works out. Leo, Biker Leo, how you doing, my friend?
Actually, John, today, aside from all the stuff we're talking about, and I got shit to say about that, but aside from that, that little John boat you saw went out today with my bonus grandson and my buddy boy, and I just spent the day on the water saying, fuck it. I need a break.
Good. I
Didn't
spent the
catch
day weed
a damn
eating.
thing but a sunburn, and I'm
angrily
glad
weed eating. You goddamn.
That's what happens. Hey, I got a song for you.
What?
And for any of those Broadway fans out there, I'm working on this.
Oh yeah? Got some entertainment here for us?
Sure. Sit your ass down. To all of us, you're a big fucking clown. Mr. Thanant, help me out.
I like it.
And some other stuff to me. That song can be messed with a lot against him. But you were just talking about FEMA. I'm looking here, and the folks here in Tennessee, which is also, it's as red as where you are.
Oh yeah.
They still haven't cleaned shit up from the last one over in East Tennessee, going into North Carolina and everything else. They still cut all that back. Yeah, maybe Abbott does kiss his ass a little more, but I got a feeling y'all are screwed too.
What? It's left to be seen. He signed a declaration, and he's sending aid and help down here. Again, thank goodness. It's what should happen in every natural disaster.
And remember that it hit you guys as bad as it did
Oh.
because he cut off a whole lot of the National Weather Service, and a whole lot of people didn't know shit was about to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
There was a flood warning sent out, but wait, too little, too late. The water rose
exactly.
very fast, and
And we're going to
the
see more of it.
rainfall was very heavy.
You know what else is fun today, though?
Are you
In looking at all of this,
outstanding?
and this one is really fun. Have y'all looked at the petition to have Melania, her parents, and Barron all deported? Because
I know I hadn't, but I just guessing on the last word. I was hoping
that it's truth. It's from uban.org. They're the ones that put it together, but there is a
Really?
petition drive out there saying, hey, wait a minute, if you're going to apply the law, you got to do it all the way. These people, and if you look at Melania, she is the absolute epitome of the people he's throwing out.
Mm-hmm.
Here on a visitor's visa, worked while she was on it. By the way, that's illegal. As a model, and we're not talking about Turlington. We're not talking about Christy Brinkley or anything like that. Worked as a model, and then somehow got that changed when she started being with the right guy while he was married to somebody else. Then
Dare you say?
I know. An
president?
or H-1B visa, which is an Einstein visa. Let's think about that for a minute.
Yeah, doesn't she? It emulates you.
If you look at Jasmine Crockett on the House floor, she called all that shit out, and it was beautiful, man.
Outstanding. Boy, howdy shit.
Anyway, that's what's going on here with me. Y'all act crazy as you want to. I'm going to turn off my microphone. My little brother's calling me. He's in the hospital.
We hear that. Oh, shit. Well, we hope everything's good. All right. Well, we'll wait for Leo. Hope everything's well on his end.
You know another thing, John?
What's that?
There was a meteorologist from Miami on YouTube the other day, and he was talking about that. He was saying, he was actually telling the people in Miami, he said, this year, we're not going to be able to predict these hurricanes for you people and give you advance warning.
Well, you know, with the cuts in the weather service, you know, I live down here on the Gulf Coast. Hurricanes are a big thing. I get a little nervous every time season it comes upon us, and we're in the middle of it now. So yeah, I check the map damn near every day to see if there's any kind of disturbance coming off of Africa or out in the Gulf or wherever it might be. It's a serious threat, and
right.
Yeah.
And then I got to thinking about that. What are we going to do when a hurricane hits Alligator Auschwitz?
Well, you know, we brought that up the other day. That, you know, he doesn't think this thing through. It's hurricane season. Southern Florida is known for getting tropical storms and weather patterns coming through there and hurricanes. And yeah, what a wonderful place to put a concentration camp. Because that's what it is. Mm-hmm. And it's intentionally done to punish. Don't look for any humanity in this. Oh, I'm afraid I have a burglar at my front door.
Uh-oh.
Yep. I'm seeing if he has a key. It looks like he's fiddling with the door, so I assume, yep, he opened it. It's my son. Okay.
Hopefully he brought dinner.
I don't see nothing in his hands.
Oh, darn.
Damn. Oh, well. He's out with his new set of wheels. He's got a set of wheels now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
cool.
It's my buddy's old truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We had it all loaded up with all this shit. And, yeah. So now it's Tyler's. He's got to clean it up. My buddy Alan was not known for keeping a clean truck. No. I don't think the dust rag hit that dash at all since the time he ever had it. So.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. Anyway, oh shit, I know what I was going to do. Before we were rudely interrupted by my dog, so I could see it on the camera. So yeah, he knows I'm in here. And There he is. Lincoln,
Hey.
how you doing, brother?
Oh man. Well.
Yeah, I can hear that tone.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, I hear the tone in your voice. Yeah.
So there is no miscalculation here with this alligator Alcatraz, because the Republican Party, or I should say the MAGAs, they have plans to pop up more of these across the country. There was another one that was being proposed that would be put in the fucking out west with bears around. So I'm gonna fucking
this is
something.
intentional.
It is.
The image that alligator Alcatraz. They're bringing up the alligator.
No, it's change the name, John.
Huh?
Alligator Auschwitz.
Alligator Auschwitz. That's what they're treating it like. And now they got to build one where it threatened bears. Really? That's what just kills me. That's who we've become.
Where's that one?
We're going to put you over here and let alligator eat your ass. Maybe a bear. Who goes? You shouldn't be here anyway, so who cares? When did we become
None of
that?
this is fucking hyperbole. This is yet another example. So when you Google the word concentration camp, people need to be clear about this. It does not require gas or ovens to be a concentration camp.
No. We had them basically during World War II here when we put Japanese Americans in
concentration
camps.
Says it all. It's a packing people in as tightly as you can.
Yeah.
And inhumane conditions and deprival of basic necessities. I can tell you guys that this Delaney Hall up in Newark, New Jersey, already had a revolt on the inside where 4 people escaped. I think they apprehended 3 of them and 1 is still on the loose because of the fact that they were only feeding these people once a day. So on our own soil right now, we are systematically starving people in these detention camps. People need to fucking understand this. This isn't left. This isn't fucking right. This is fucking evil regime.
This is inhumane. That's what it is. And they don't give a shit because they're brown people. And who gives a shit about them? That's their attitude. This whole deal on how they're doing it, from the snatching them off the street and under the cover of, fucking masks and shit. It's all meant to intimidate. The camp down there in Florida, made to intimidate. They're not thinking about anything else. They want the visual. They want the visual, the threat out there. They want the maggots to know, look here, we're getting them all rounded up, baby, every one of them. Yeah? Well, we've seen some of the ones you've rounded up.
The American people need something else to realize, too. That we talked for a long time about whether we are underneath a constitutional crisis, and obviously we've already passed that Rubicon. But I'm going to make another suggestion of a Rubicon that we passed that I think people aren't even thinking about right now. And that is the fact that we are officially, and anybody can disagree with me, that's fine. We are officially under a dictatorship. That has been established.
Yep.
The Supreme Court has greenlit this cruelty, greenlit sending people to South Sudan. The judicial branch is nothing but a suggestion at this point, which they don't follow. And Congress, the only legislative action that Congress has performed in the last fucking 6 months has been this fucking stupid bill. That is it. Donald Trump has operated.
The only problem I have with that is when you say we are under a dictatorship and declare that, then what the fuck? What do we do? It's a dictatorship. It's over. Well, we just fucking drink your vodka and go on. No, we are not under a dictatorship yet. He wants one. And he's acting like he's one because he has a Congress that's willing to go along with all the bullshit he wants. But that's going to come back and haunt their ass. It's going to come back and kick them on the butt. And we know it will. Our job is to prevent that, say, from the authoritarian or the oligarch society that he wants to build. And that's what he wants. He wants it just like Russia. He wants to be president for life. You could put somebody in the White House every once in a while, let him have a little parade or something, some bullshit. But he wants to be the man in power.
John, John,
Huh.
the important thing you just said, we ain't a dictatorship yet.
Yet.
We are
Working
very,
on it.
very close.
We're working on it, buddy.
But
You know,
we have 2026. One, and it's kind of a closing statement. I got to go call some other family. But it is, if you sit this one out the way you did with Kamala, if you sit this one out the way
Nobody
you
can sit
did in 2022 and let shit happen the way you did, it's on you. You did that. Get your ass out and fucking vote.
that's our only hope. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the chat.
It's all right. I gotta go. I gotta call my little sister and tell her what's going on with my little brother. It's a little scary, but I think he'll be okay.
Well, that's good news, Leo. We hope everything turns out well, then, brother. Give them our best.
I love you, folks. I'll
Love you
catch
back,
up
brother.
with me sometime.
All right, take care of yourself. Hey, let me thank R. Hans for coming in with a $10 donation and said, I left my green at home today, living vicariously through you right now. Well, damn. Hold on to your britches. It gets exciting with a weed eater around here. And Vincent Saravo came in with $2 and said, Florida boycott working. Very little tourist now. Well, yeah. That it's there's going to be well, it's not only a boycott, but a lot of people are nervous about spending any money right now. They don't know what the future holds.
Well, the people aren't coming from other countries here, John.
Oh yeah,
in the summer we get an influx of
that's true.
Visitors to all of our national parks and
nobody's wanting to go to Disneyland.
Florida, Disney World, and
yeah, they're not
or just
coming
to
here.
Do whatever. We usually have a lot of Canadians around here.
If you listen to Donnie Boy, shit, there's murders and rapists on every damn corner in the United States. That's what he sells it as. That's
there's another good source that I suggest people get linked up to. Go on Google and look up Lev Parnas. Lev Parnas has a Substack. Parnas. Yes, he is. He knows Trump better than fucking probably anybody in this country. He's wined and dined with him. He was in the mob. He knows how fucking Donald Trump operates. So one of his sources through Ukraine ended up getting a statement from a fucking aide to Putin who was on a phone call with Donald Trump. And in that phone call, Putin told Trump Russia played no small role in the statehood of America. Now, this is something that I had suggested a while back that was hyperbole that has now been confirmed. So in plainer English, what that means, and explains a lot of this, is we literally have a Russian shadow government installed right now. Everybody in Donald Trump's cabinet is compromised by Russia. So let that sink in. This is what we're facing.
I don't want to go off the deep. That to me, that's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. Are they acting in a way that does not benefit Americans? Yeah. Are they? As a matter of fact, Donnie's freaking phone call he just had with Putin. He just spent a couple hours on the phone with Putin, and what was the result of that? The next fucking morning, we hear that Ukraine was hit with a record number of drone attacks and missile attacks. What we have is a president who wants Putin's attention, who wants to suck up to him. It doesn't matter what Putin does. He's a lapdog for him. And that does bring up the question, is he a Russian agent? Well, I don't know. His wife, bring her into the scenario. And yeah, you start going right down that rabbit hole that says, yep, he's a Russian asset. Whether intentionally or whether in clandestine or my mouth don't work. Whether it's be on purpose or accident, he's a Russian asset because he wants to crawl up Russia's ass. He's always wanted to have a Trump Tower in Moscow, and that started way back a long time ago. But that just the other day just tells me everything about the man. that his phone call with Putin and the next day you wake up and Ukraine is attacked like shit. What the fuck? And then to hear the story that we're holding back a weapons delivery to him because we're afraid of our stockpiles. Oh, I call bullshit. I call so much bullshit on that. It's not even in the fucking realm. Are you shitting me? Defense contractors are getting hard on pumping that shit out. It's yeah.
Well, and the Defense Department already confirmed that Hegseth was lying when he said that the stockpiles are not low.
No,
that
they're
was
not
a lie.
low. Everything they do is a lie. It's all for theatrics. It's all for the shock value. Everything he's doing is just like that. From, like I said, snatching them off the street in mass, shock value, baby. Putting them in that camp, shock value. Yeah. That's what he's doing.
Well, I can make another suggestion that's not one that makes people feel warm and fuzzy inside, and that is the fact that this increasingly offensive things that this administration is doing is purposeful, and their intention is to incite civil unrest and disgust with the regime that turns into basically a rebellion against government, because Donald Trump still wants to have his martial law. That is not off the books. And I can tell you,
if he could get martial law in this country, he'd grab it in a heartbeat. That's how come we have to be extremely careful. We can't go out there with torches and pitchforks, baby. It has to be signs. It has to be our voice. It has to be numbers in the street. But that can't be no violence, because that plays into his game. If we do that, and I'm worried about antagonizers in the crowds. That's what I worry about when we do have a protest. That there's going to be somebody in that crowd that's going to try to do some shit. Why is my thing hanging up? And if somebody does some shit, then we're going to have a response from the law enforcement, and then Donnie's going to jump on that shit and escalate it up the ass. That's the tricky part of this whole thing. And it's going to be dangerous. Because there's going to be moments, there's going to be times that you can foresee it. The masses, the population is going to get, the more damage is done, and people are going to respond. And this is going to be one of those, everybody's upset about the immigration and the way they're handling that. There's a lot more coming down the pike. I'm afraid for what we got to go through. But we got no choice. We can't roll over and just say, well, fuck it. Drink your vodka. That's not us. Never has been us. We wouldn't have the freedoms we have now if it was scores of people that have given everything for this, that got us to where we are now. And we can't turn our back on that shit just because we got an asshole for a president in a Republican Party that has capitulated all its power to one man. I don't know what kind of hold he has on him. Yeah, they're afraid of him. Definitely afraid of him. Anyway, Sammy.
Hey, John, I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
Emotional. No, I just been crying the last 2 days watching. I mean, I've raised 2 girls, so I see this shit text, and it just fucking breaks my heart. Nobody fucking takes any responsibility. Listen to these goddamn Republicans, and it's just like, we didn't know it was gonna happen. What's the most dangerous river fucking basin in the goddamn United States, and you didn't think this might happen? There's no fucking warning fucking alarms.
No, as a matter of fact, there's a story in the newspaper about 9 years ago. They wanted a flood warning system for that area.
I mean,
still working on
Donald Trump. You got to fucking blame it on Biden. Oh, well, then maybe I can't blame it on Biden, but, it's like, the only buck that stops on that motherfucker's desk is a fucking bribe. I mean, Jesus Christ, this is
that's the only thing that's going to get his attention.
He didn't say one fucking thing about a family or a kid or other than, oh, yeah, it's terrible. Whoop-de-fucking do, man.
If you're looking for empathy from that man, you're going to be waiting a long-ass time.
It's just fucking horrible. And I don't care if they're fucking MAGA or not. You know what I mean? It's just,
baby.
I raised 2 daughters. I still have them, and I'm so blessed for that. But if I had lost one, man, that'd wreck my fucking life. My brother lost his son at 10 years old, got hit by a car on his bike. And I had to deal with that with him. And it's like fucking life-changing horrible. And I just can't believe that motherfucker. No, it wasn't my fault. It was kind of Biden, but maybe not. Whatever. Like
for a lot of us, I know me, and especially right now, in the year that I've had, I have a tendency to sit back and reflect on our life. Shit, I'm 72, I'm cutting up on 73. Are you shitting me? I wouldn't expect it to be here. Yeah, we and a lot of us are older, and we do have a tendency to sit on the porch every once in a while and think back, well, damn, what we lived through. Granted, the 50s, some memories there, but I remember the 60s. I remember the 60s and the 70s. That was during my time. And the history that was made during that. Looking backward at it, all the civil unrest in this country, everything from civil rights to women's rights, to the war in Vietnam. There was a lot of activity that we were involved in, and then we went to work.
Yeah.
Then we went to work and made a life, and now everything that we fought for back then is under attack. It's wanting to be
stolen.
It's being rolled back. Everything, DEI, diversity, equality, inclusion. Those are words that were stemmed from everything that we fought for back in the 60s and the 50s. That the right for people to be who they are. For all of us. And that's what's under a threat right now. I mean, it's not only with the immigration, the way he's publicized the trans world. There's some big muscle guy that thinks he's a woman that is going to compete with no. That's not what's going on. But that's what they sell it as. So they can create that hate.
And it just tells you how stupid the maggots are to believe that shit. I mean, there's 10 fucking NCAA fucking students.
Never underestimate the ability of stupid people.
Yeah, there ain't no doubt about that.
I can look back and see how this shit happened, because from especially, like I said, I've told people before, I started using my voice under George W. Bush, when he took us from Afghanistan and went into Iraq. Fuck you, weapons of mass destruction, kiss my ass. It's just bullshit. It's a contractors' war. It's a money-making war, and look what that did. Look what the history now that we look back from that fucking move.
No, that was Dick Cheney making money.
But then, Obama came into office, and it was like a breath of fresh air. But that's when the maggot crowd came out from underneath their rocks. They called themselves the Tea Party, whatever the fuck they wanted to call themselves, but they were the fucking maggots of the world who crawled out from under their rocks, opened their garage doors so their rebel flag could be seen again proudly. And pump the American flag, because those people are easily swayed with a flag and an eagle and a song, baby. That's all it takes, man.
Well, it's just like, I mean, somebody just said hate is okay. Go get them, man. Are you kidding me?
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And look how many people in this country responded to that message. That's the scary part.
That is scary.
It was enough to get his ass elected.
Are you shitting me?
Are you shitting me? Maud Day just came in with a $25 donation and said, well, look there. She said, hello, beautiful man. Hi, chat. Thanks for still being here. Well, I'm just saying. Thank you, Maud. You have a good eye, baby. That's all I'm saying. I'm sure you noticed. Well, I got my hair cut. Ain't nobody noticed. Yeah. Got my ears lowered a little bit. Got trimmed up a little bit. Got to look respectable, I guess.
You know what, John?
It's how I fool them, buddy. It's how I fool them. This hat and I just saddle up and let them run their mouth. They'll stick their foot in it sooner or later.
And you know what, John? On this sudden evening, as we're sitting here having this blowed out family meeting, you know who's on his way to America right now?
Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to have a meeting at the White House tomorrow with Trump.
Yep.
About Trump's talking about giving him 4 of our B-2 stealth bombers and 16 more of those GBU-57s so that they can go hit Iran anytime they want to without our help.
Yeah. I'm not sure about
Without our help? That's kind of fucking ironic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just going to let them have 4
they
of
get
our
all their weapons from
$2
us,
billion a piece stealth bombers. 4 of them.
Well, thank you, Carolyn.
Yeah, I seen that the other day, and it's like, Jesus Christ, man. What are you going to do? Burn the whole Middle East down with that motherfucker?
No, I see it as it's they're in bad shape, both Trump and Netanyahu. I mean, they're both authoritarian regimes. Netanyahu would be in jail if he wasn't president. Trump should be in jail. So that's who we're dealing with. But on the world stage, this Gaza thing has become a problem because obviously Israel's looking like a dick because of just what's been happening there on the ground. So now they're going to come up with a ceasefire, and I hope it works, and then they're going to exchange prisoners for bodies and the rest of the hostages that are still in Gaza. And you hope all that works out. But why do I have this stinking nagging feeling in the back of I don't trust Netanyahu for shit.
God, no.
Again, when I start thinking about that part of the world, Gaza, Israel, and the West Bank, and the surrounding area, it's a clusterfuck. There is no two-state solution. That's a bullshit fucking fairy tale that's been made up. There is no physical way to have a two-state solution.
Right.
So that's all bullshit. So where's the starting point? Because there's a whole mass of people out there that don't have a homeland. Used to be a place called Palestine. Ain't that no more. So what happens?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they were there first. I mean,
well, I don't want to get into who got there first because holy shit.
No,
Lord have mercy, you get into.
Israel's only been a country since 40 or 50 or whatever the fuck, but
you know what, John? I don't have a problem with Jewish people.
It's a clash
over there.
A clash of religions over there.
But I agree. I don't have a problem with Jewish people over there, but I do agree with the Jewish over there that it's the Zionists that are their problem. And Netanyahu is a Zionist. He's not Jewish.
You don't kill people and call yourself anything but a fucking killer. I'm here to tell you.
And most of the IDF is Zionist too. There's very little IDF that are Jewish.
Well, there's a whole lot of people in the street in Israel right now.
I'm sure there is.
Shit. Wanting Netanyahu out. They can see the handwriting on the wall over there. They're in a political position.
70% of the people in Israel are protesting Netanyahu to be arrested. I don't blame them.
Yeah, and he would be.
Yeah, that's what you get.
Let me thank Fox Wolf Warrior, who came in with a $2 donation and said every war we had was started by Republicans. Go figure. Go figure. And Alan Roberts came in with $5 Canadian and said over 54,000 held in detention, 55 Canadians in concentration camps. What the fuck? What the fuck? They don't care who it is. Canadians, Mexicans, South America, it doesn't matter. If they're brown, they're on the list, baby. They're on the list.
You're brown, you're down.
That's it. Ain't that disgusting? There's things I could say. We have people within this family that are concerned. And
you know what?
I am for them.
There's one war that a Democrat finished, and there's one thing that Trump cannot take away from Obama, and that is Obama got Osama bin Laden.
Yeah. He also got a Nobel Peace Prize. And that chap's Donnie's ass. and that's he's still working that deal. He's going to try to claim that the deal with Iran, bombing those sites over there, it brought the conflict to an end. No, it didn't. It just on a pause.
12-day war.
It's just on a pause. It's been on a pause the whole fucking time. It is what it is. That part of the world is not going to change. Iran's not going to give up on a nuclear weapon. It's the only power they have.
No, and
we had a deal.
Yesterday, John.
We had a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Trump came in and fucked that up during his first administration.
Yeah,
so now he's trying to prove that might is right. That we went over and bombed them, and that's it. They're going to give up all their nuclear dreams, and Trump should get the Nobel Peace Prize for that. That's what this is. And throw in, we're going to get Gaza straightened out too. And
you know what the Iranian president did yesterday, John?
What now?
What the Iranian president did yesterday? He told all the IRGC, which is the International Atomic Energy Commission, to evacuate Iran and don't come back. All of them.
They don't want any more inspections at all.
Well, I can't blame them.
Well, welcome to what happens. Yeah, instead of negotiating shit. Yeah, and we were, it was, yeah, let it happen. Oh, shit. See there, Foxwolf, you got my head all. Foxwolf Warrior just came in with a $5 donation and said, anyone say a bolt of lightning yet? Come on, if there's a God, let it happen already. Play the song, John.
I just need you to
there you go, Foxwolf. Go ahead and shit.
Bitch. I need you to shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Just shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow.
Thank you, Foxwolf, for the donation and the song. Good timing. Good timing.
Well,
I will say though.
What?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, if there's any good news, I had came onto your show, John, about couple weeks ago, and I had offered this idea of putting a pressure campaign on 50501 and Indivisible to take this movement to DC. A week later, Jessica Denson came out with a Lights On episode with the secretary of 50501, and they pretty much puppeted almost every point that I made in my email. Now, I'm not going to sit here and take credit, but this pressure campaign worked because they are officially announced that they are going to have a march in D.C. on July 17th. So it is happening.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
That's a little too soon to get going. I mean, shit. I mean, Jennifer Aniston is awesome, and she's been on this impeachment thing forever. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with her, but it's hard to get fucking 2 million people to show up or 10 million people to show up in 2 fucking weeks. I mean,
right. We got to try our best though, and we still have time to grow that number, but that's pretty much the only thing that I can think of at this point is that we're just going to need to exponentially grow this movement. And guess what? If it turns into a rebellion against government, that's what it's going to fucking be.
Well, yeah, and this movement can only grow when people start waking the fuck up. You know what I mean? It's not what I'm going to tell them. It's not what it's got to fucking hit them in the pocketbook. And I'll tell you what, I've been deep dive into some documentaries, especially from foreign countries. Like Australia does a great one on the tariffs, and there's another site, Deep State, that does another one on the tariffs. I watched both of those today. I mean, Walmart is fucking freaking out. I mean, they're shutting 10 distribution centers down in the fucking southeast. I mean, they're talking 500,000 fucking jobs. I mean, this is serious fucking shit. And Trump just thinks, oh, well, we're saving money. You fucking cocksucker. I swear to God, I'm so pissed off.
There's no lack of shit to piss people off nowadays. Damn.
No.
Well, Sammy, I mean, we can, when we talk about good trouble, that's another option. Boycott these motherfuckers. Seriously.
The power of the purse has always been a mighty loud voice. Yeah. There are several. Jesus, okay. See, I hate it when a story
The problem
pops up
is,
in my head. I have a memory, but I can't remember the headline of who it was. There are some boycotts going on right now that are working.
All these CEOs have talked to Trump. They fucking talked to him, told him what's going to fucking happen, and it doesn't fucking matter. So boycotting these people is, they're like, thank you, thank you, thank you. We've been trying to get this guy to roll back this shit, and he won't do it because he's an idiot. So it's like, all that does is get him to try
business
to
walked
talk
away
to
with a big hefty tax break out of this
Well,
bill.
true.
But
I get that.
the damage is going to come when people don't have the money to go to the store to buy shit.
Are you shitting
You know,
me? Outstanding.
it's
Well, right.
yeah,
And
and in the environment that we're in right now, yeah.
Our fucked up media, they don't report on all these. There's a bunch of companies going fucking bankrupt right fucking now in the United States that nobody's talking about, and it's all because of these tariffs. I mean, I watched a dozen companies today talking on these shows saying, no, we're done. We're fucking done. We can't fucking afford this
Walmart
shit.
might be in trouble because I just noticed two of the comments up here. Kissy Cat said Walmart lady gave a ton of cash, and then Carolyn came in and said, hey, Walmart is being boycotted by the right too. Chrissy Walton pissed them off, and now everybody is boycotting Walmart.
Right.
Walmart, that's the double-edged sword there. You get your products good cheap there and all that shit, but it came at a cost to our mom and pop stores all around the country. The superstores came in, and your small little
John,
stores died out.
And everyone, you know what else is going on?
What?
Trucking companies are starting to go under. There's four big trucking companies this year have gone under because of this.
Well, that's because of the tariff talk and all that shit. The shipping containers arriving from foreign ports is down. Imports are down. So yeah, it's a
And that's a double-edged sword because you've got. I mean, you're losing your tax base and you're losing your fucking consumer base if you fucking get all these people fired. Jesus Christ, man, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but he's counting on that not happening until after the midterms.
Canada depends on us. Canada depends on us for most of their goods coming in and out of Canada.
We
through
depend
rail
on
and
Canada
trucking.
for a lot too. We depend on Mexico for a whole lot of shit.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah. Every day. Hey,
Let me thank Lanaj. He didn't think any of this through.
Let me thank Lanaj, who came in with a $10 donation and said, good news. More of us than them. Better news, I got the DNA from my mama's civil rights freedom fighter. She can do it. We can too. There you go, baby. That's the attitude. That's the attitude, baby. It is. It's going to be a fight. And we have to be prepared for it. And I'm not talking about pitchforks and torches. But I'm talking about your voice. That we got to get off the fucking couch. We got to go down to wherever the protest is and go tout your sign, baby. Be counted in the numbers. It's only when those numbers grow that politicians pay attention. Up until then, it's just a matter of who's putting money in their pockets. And right now, the right is just flush with cash, baby. Donnie's got all the money in the world right now. He can doll it out or just, wave it in front of him as motivation. It's only when our voice becomes more powerful than that money is when things change.
Right. I mean, some guy just gave the Heritage Foundation $1.5 billion. I mean,
oh my
$1.5 billion. Are you kidding
Hello,
me?
KY.
Hey, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, brother. How are you?
Well, we warned these dumbass idiots about the Fairness Doctrine Act. And I was under the Fairness Doctrine Act during Reagan as a veteran, as an Army veteran in 1982 to 1986. I did my time. But when you warn people about what you went through, it doesn't affect them because they weren't the veteran you was. But we've seen what the Fairness Doctrine Act did with Reagan. We've seen it created the Jerry Springer Show. We've seen it created all these news idiots, to be whoever they want to be. Create your own narrative. Here we go. And then when Bernie Sanders warned us about Citizens United, everybody lost their money.
There was,
Because it is
Citizens
what it
United.
is.
That was just, that was opening the floodgates to corruption. That's what that
What
did.
we're seeing right now. Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Business owns it, baby.
Yep.
It's hard to compete with that. It is. It's hard to compete with the money until it's our
Yep.
voice. That's what I'm saying. Is because if they're not in office, they don't get the money. So it becomes that push and tug there. It's our only power, but it's the most powerful thing that we have. It beats their money. It beats their backstabbing bullshit ways. But only when we do it together, when we rise up together. That's when it happens.
The hardest thing I'm seeing right now, John, is everything that we fought against from Citizens United and the Fairness Doctrine Act, everything that we get out on the streets for, I don't see it getting overturned by a Supreme Court justice that gives this idiot all the praise that he needs.
You don't have an argument with me there.
person.
We do. We have we're in a precarious position with the 6-3 court, and 3 of those on that side over there. I swear, just bought and paid for, baby. I don't have a lot of faith in them.
It makes every veteran cringe. And I am a veteran. You know that, my brother.
Yes,
and I am cringing. And I'm trying.
VA's going to take a big cut.
and
VA's
take-
going to take a cut.
Oh, I know. It worries me. It does.
Yeah.
It worries me. But I'm not going to give up on this fight.
Shit, no.
And as long as
If
our
anything else,
family
it
is
makes you
here,
more pissed off. It makes you stand up
Yes.
more. It makes you,
I-
you know it, brother.
I didn't think I'd
You
have to
went through it.
retire to be this
If you-
guy.
You were trained the same way I am. You adapt, you overcome, you move forward. That's the only fucking thing you can do.
Yes.
And I don't give a shit what
I just
scenario you're
didn't-
talking about. That's
Yes,
the only
I
thing
just
any of us
didn't
can do.
realize, John, I just
And we have
didn't
to adapt to
realize
what just happened.
we talked about this in San Antonio. I just didn't realize that I would have to be the soldier I used to be when
Well,
I
you're
was
not going to have to be
18.
there. That's not what we need. We need your voice. We don't need a weapon. That's not the way this
My
is going to
weapon
go.
is my voice.
There you
Yes.
go. There you go.
Yeah. Mhm.
That is our weapon. Our voice and our vote. That's what our weapon is. And it only works when it's in mass. When we all come together. And that's what it's going to take, and I think that's what's going to happen. I really do. Because all this shit that we've been talking about with this damn big bill for months now, we all knew it was coming. It's been in the news every which way but Sunday. We all know what's going to happen.
Well, he does
And
know
it-
what
it's
John,
he's
you know
doing
what,
and it's
John?
going to hit
What-
them as much as it's going to hit us. There's
Do
there's
you
not
know
going to be a
what made
political
me-
difference when it comes to
Yes, John,
societal
what made
changes.
me- yes, but what made me proud, John, was watching them soldiers marching July 4th for this idiot's parade and knowing they were just like us. Man,
Yeah.
these are my veteran brothers that didn't want to be there. They were just like, man, they didn't march and step. They were just pissed.
I
And
did
that's-
notice. I did notice that it was like a half step. It was. If you know military
Mm-hmm.
marching, yeah, that wasn't spectacular. I really don't think troop morale was probably a little bit low that day because it's a fucking holiday, and what do they do?
Very low. Very low.
We all saw that parade, so
Yeah.
But I'm sure that every one of them that marched was proud to be wearing that uniform. They were just disappointed probably in why they were wearing it that day. Hey, let me send out a thank you to Silly Bebo, who came in with a $2 donation and said, we need Zeus and Poseidon, or Jupiter, to team up. Well, there you go. Whatever it takes, baby. We need whatever we can get, whatever mojo works. We have to have it. Well, let's do this. How much?
I think she's talking about the guy named Zeus on TikTok. and he is a really good guy. He is almost like I think he's second cousin to Obama. And he gets on there, and his name is Zeus. All right, that's what he calls himself. And he gets on about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning on TikTok. And he's really good. He's really good. He's educated. Oh, my God, an educated black man.
That's what we need, baby. You need to check out any voices that you find appealing that are out there, because there's plenty of them. There's no shortage of content on YouTube or on Facebook, on TikTok. Because people are using their voice. Look at me. I just turned on my camera because I was pissed one day out in my shop, and that's it. And look what this has grown into. I treasure this family. We've been through some shit damn near 9 years together. If it ain't been 9 years already, yes. So, we
love you for it, John.
I love y'all back, man. I've explained what this family means to me.
That has been back. You have so many veterans that I met because of you, and that has made this veteran happy because we get together on the Discord and we do the Blue Room, and a lot of us just go, "Oh my God, we need this."
Well,
it's just veterans getting amongst veterans and going, "Oh my God!"
You don't have to be a veteran. You don't have to be a veteran to be in this.
No, you don't. You don't.
It's yeah. When it comes that I've said it often. It's representative. You've seen 1% patch. That's 1% of this population is serving at any given time. That's usually what it is, unless it's a time of war, in which case it goes up a little bit. And yeah, it's an honor. It's very much a learning experience. It's you learn a lot. It's different from the time you come out of boot camp when you're all pumped up and ready to go. In the time that you get out, things change, and you face a lot of shit, and you learn a lot of shit. And
that's a fact.
Yeah, it's
I'll tell you what they did to me in boot camp. It took, it would have taken 20 years.
Boot camp is that part of military life that everybody gets to laugh at later on. You don't laugh at it while you're in boot camp. But, oh, Lord, afterwards, yeah. When you look back at that shit and go, what the fuck was that?
You do 3 months of boot camp, that normally takes 25 years in the civilian world. And what they do is they take you down to nothing. When you first show up, you got these
that's the whole military way. They strip you down to nothing. They make you feel like scum, and then build you back up as a team. That's the way it goes.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Because you need that unit feeling. But it's any veteran will tell you, you don't go to war for some glorious fucking reason. You come back from a war because your buddy kept your ass alive. And that's what it is. You're not fighting for a
we were trained by the best. In our age, in our time, we were trained by the best. We really were.
Well, I like to think so. I'm proud of my service. I went on to go for the Army for 16 years as a civilian. That was better. That was paid a lot better too. But
right,
I wish I had that choice. I didn't.
Yeah, I got out of active duty and went back to work as a civilian. So, in one of the places I was stationed at in the Navy. So I went from the Navy base to the Army base, which is on the same base. It's like walking across the street. So, anyway.
Yeah,
Candace.
Once my daddy died, within a month and a half, we had Kuwait. I tried to join as a 26-year-old veteran, and I said, let's just go in there and get it done. And they said, you're too old. But when it came to W. Bush. Now, I was old enough, to go and do it what his daddy couldn't do. You know what I mean?
Fuck, I'm
No,
old.
go fuck yourself.
I'm old.
Yeah, go
I'm old.
fuck yourself. Mm-hmm.
Somebody asked me the other day about
I was in my 40s at that time. Yeah, I was like, are you fucking smoking crack?
Candace, are you with us, darling?
I was that asshole.
Hey, John, I just didn't want to talk over anybody.
That's
How are you,
all right,
honey?
baby. I'm doing fine. And you?
The only thing I didn't hear anybody bring up so far in the call tonight is Elon announcing that he wants his own party, and I think that's
right.
going to throw a curveball in the midterms like we've never seen.
Oh, and he's got the money to do it. I'm all for it.
And that's why.
Zippity-doo-dah, baby. Let's go. Pump that up.
And that's the only reason. That's
Split
the only
that
reason
boat
anybody will
up.
join these programs with money.
Well, I mean, he's
No.
got the money, y'all. I mean, that's my whole point.
I think he
is
wants to
that
name it
it's
the
gonna
American Party. That's what I heard.
I don't care what he names it, but I mean, that's scary in itself because what is that going to include?
He's got the money to back it. It would cost him a bundle. I'm sure he has supporters. He just would need to turn that into a political machine. And I don't know if he can do that. But whatever he draws is going to be really drawing from the right. Drawing from...
Exactly.
Exactly.
So...
Citizens United is got to be overturned. Bernie Sanders warned us about this idiot that is
You're not going
jumping
to get
in
it
and
overturned
trying
with
to
this court.
change everything. Yes, we got to understand this. This is not something new. This is something that has been, Bernie
Well, I mean, yes,
has warned us about this.
Bernie's warned us about a lot of things, but nobody takes him serious because he's got an I behind his name. And that's what I'm saying. But Elon's got money, and these younger generation think and will vote for anybody that's got money.
Well, Candace, no, he's a Jew. That's why.
I understand that too, but I'm saying it doesn't help that he has an I behind his name, in my opinion, because he didn't take a side.
Right.
We can pick and pat off a
I was
stupid
gonna vote
shit
for
like
it.
that.
I voted in the primaries
I'm
for
not
his
saying
ass.
that I
think
wouldn't
he's
have voted
smart.
for him because, hey,
I did.
as a female, let me tell you, boys, as a female, neither side has helped me out. My rights have been taken away.
Indeed.
So
Right.
I am not really
rights.
happy with the Democratic Party either.
Therein lies our problem,
You know what?
baby.
I'm not happy with the two-party system. I really am not happy with it. I mean, because of some of the things when they went to impeach this asshole, a lot of Democrats
But we
went, no,
see
it's not
what
the
happens
right
to a
time.
third party, and we're just
Yeah,
talking about
exactly.
it.
That's
I
my
hope
point.
Elon
Third
does do a
party-
third party run. Split
But
that
I
damn
don't think he'll
Republican
take
vote.
it away from the. He won't take it from the red.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
not sure that he'll take it from the red.
I mean,
You think
Joe
Elon
Biden
Musk would
about
take
it.
it from the blue?
I think
Yeah,
it'll be right down the middle.
If it,
Yeah,
because
He's going to take it from a demographic of a certain age.
That's
men,
what I'm trying to
he's gonna-
say. Exactly, Mr. Chick. Yes, that digital age, that Silicon Valley mindset, that
Yep.
Bitcoin
Pro
mindset. He's
this-
going to grab all of that
Joe-
generation.
you have a point. Yeah. Yeah, and that
Well,
could be a very large demographic if they get out and
Yep.
vote.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
What I'm seeing with Bitcoin is a lot of the Asian groups are joining in on this Bitcoin shit. And they're really, just tearing up ass.
Well, no, but KY, the thing about it is, honey, is you get out in amongst here and they've got these Bitcoin ATMs just like a regular ATM. And it's all the 28 and under. They're going and getting cash, and it's off the Bitcoin machine. They get it. They understand it. They're not as scared of it.
They know what nodes mean, and they know what is going on. Trump is killing us. Let's just get that right, especially with this Bitcoin shit. They want to make
It's
our
on
dollar
everything.
worth shit.
Bitcoin, well, not Bitcoin.
I mean,
but,
it's not just that. I'm talking about that era that the kids that grew up in nothing but technology. My generation
Right.
X, we were right there in the middle ground. No offense, KY, you and John, y'all were late to the game on the technology. But this group of 30 and
Thanks.
under, they don't know anything but it. They don't know
That's
anything
true.
but looking
That's
at their
true.
phone all day.
I
That's
got
a
2
fact.
boys. That's it. They're very, very
And Elon knows
technological.
it. He's got X.
That's
He's
how
got
come I
X. He's
have
got
this
all
show.
the money to back all this.
I
Yeah.
couldn't do all this shit. That's their world.
I don't know how.
I'm still
but I
watching the
bet-
news on TV. They're getting all their news off their phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't
my
follow
son
TV.
Tyler wakes up every damn
Yeah.
morning. I'm sitting there watching the news. It'll probably usually be MSNBC when I'm having my coffee in the morning. And my son will get up. He'll come in there and he'll turn on his phone, and I'll listen. I'll hear him. He's over there listening to
The podcast or
podcasts, right?
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
On his phone. He's not interested in what's on damn TV.
They don't watch CNN and MSNBC,
no.
y'all. They
No.
just don't. They don't
No,
plug into that.
all their information comes off that phone.
Yeah.
And usually from social media influencers and stuff.
Exactly.
That old gal on
The Rush-
Like me. Like me.
No, I'm saying the Rush Limbaughs of the 80s.
I get the older crowd.
The Reagan era. But now
good
they
company,
think
baby.
it's something new. And, Rush Limbaugh started all this bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Rush Limbaugh. Yeah, I remember that guy really because on the hangar deck where I was working for the Army, that's what I did. I repaired helicopters. Rush Limbaugh, that would be on somebody's freaking radio all the time. And
I know, AM
was-
radio, man.
Yep, it was all over the hangar deck, and it was.
That was created by. That was created. Rush Limbaugh. Listen, Rush Limbaugh was created by the Fairness Doctrine Act, where he
I
can
know it
come in
was.
and just
Yeah.
lie to you.
Sure.
Under Reagan, during the
I know
time
that.
he was a military guy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I know.
Truth
So
became
let's get
elusive,
that
baby.
right.
Truth
Roger
became
Ailes
very
was in the
elusive.
Reagan administration. That's how it all started.
But I'm saying it's the under 30 generation, they think it's all new and we're, ancient sitting on a shelf
Yeah.
somewhere because some of us
No,
are still
I
watching
fully agree.
MSNBC
I
and
fully agree.
CNN. So
It-
you
it-
got
it-
somebody
but
coming in with that's technology
you have
minded,
to
knows how to
motivate those
manipulate it,
people
got the
to
money to
vote,
back
though.
it.
That's the key. If they get motivated to actually go to the polls and vote, because again, that social media is used a lot of different ways. They might be
I remember.
busy
Yes.
that day or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's true with any demographic. There's people our age
But
that
it just worries me with
yeah,
the
I
money
ain't
he's
going
got to
polls. What
put
difference
out.
does it make? Ain't gonna make no difference anyway. That kind of bullshit. It's the same thing.
Because you're a citizen.
That's what we have to-
That's how you come to vote. You vote because you're a fucking citizen, not because there's some issue that drives you to the goddamn polls. It's like
There's
you
a good-
vote
there's a
every
good quote.
goddamn time because you're a fucking
Simon
citizen.
Battle. Roger Ailes, what was it? Don't come back here. Roger Ailes plus Rush Limbaugh, Fox News
Yeah,
equals
and-
Trump and a rigged Supreme Court. And
John,
it-
I remember
it
when I was a
has-
kid in the 80s, the first cell phone was an old bag phone, had a big giant battery, and now look at it today. It fits in the palm of your hand.
Who's that guy? What's his name? Oh, he's in a bunch of trouble, but he still uses his megaphone out there. Got in a bunch of legal trouble. Shit. Lost his fucking house. What's his name?
There's too many to count anymore, John.
Not Rush Limbaugh. Who took his place?
Oh, shit.
Alex Jones?
Who?
Oh, yeah. The one
Yeah,
that
that guy.
went against all the.
There's
the
several
one that went
contenders,
against-
John. Be
I was
specific.
gonna say that too,
Yeah,
Mr.
this guy, he was.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The one that went against all those children getting unalived over
Alex
in
Jones.
Alex
When we try
Jones.
to
Thank you.
forget, 'cause
Thank
that's
you,
how
baby.
consequential he
Thank
is.
you.
Yeah.
Alex Jones. Yeah, he
Uh-huh.
pumped it up big time. And he's
Joe Rogan
paying
didn't
for it,
help
but
it.
he's still out there doing it. He ain't giving up.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan. Yeah, the names that
He's a flopping piece of shit.
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
Alex
Uncle
Jones,
Fatty,
Joe
that's-
Rogan, and Tim Pool.
Thank you, brother.
And there's more than that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Fanny all that
They got a
dipshit.
mouthpiece now.
Well, they're just the Rush Limbaughs of y'all, our generation. That was y'all's generation. You know, that's all it is. And
Yeah.
these kids think it's something new, and it's not new. It's just coming. It's not coming over AM radio. It's coming over the
It's
podcast
social
on their
media.
phones.
Yeah. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook or TikTok. That's where it is.
There's the Fairness Doctrine Act, baby. Working
Yeah,
for
Bill.
you.
But the fairness doctrine
Working for you.
I mean, the fairness doctrine is good for about what? The mainstream media. It ain't gonna do nothing for the internet. Those fucking right wingers are gonna be out there talking their shit from hell to breakfast. I swear to God.
Yeah. Well, the Fairness Doctrine Act, the only thing it did was just say you can lie about anything.
You can lie about anything you
and
want.
everything you want to.
There you go. Make
That's
up bullshit.
it. That's all
Trump
it did.
and Trump is very
Yes.
good at that. And
Yeah.
he does it every time he
Your
speaks.
opinion. Yeah, your opinion is your opinion, whether it's a lie or not. Yeah.
Yeah, it's what you believe.
But you can't call yourself a
That's
news
what- that's what
organization
counts.
because you put out opinions.
Anyway. Well, I guess we're going to
Yeah.
wrap it up for the evening. It's been a lively conversation, and I appreciate that very much. It's, yeah, we got a week coming, baby.
I stirred the pot. I'm sorry.
No, I love it. I love it. Let me-
Oh, you
Jack,
know
let me-
damn well I'm stirring.
Always, KY, always. KY, thank you for coming in, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
I
I
appreciate
love you. I miss you. Let's holler at each other sometime and get back to some blues music and
yeah.
some good
Some
music,
good music.
that we enjoyed
good
at
music.
San Antonio.
Yeah,
I
we
love
need
it.
to work on another Blue Dot hookup. Need to work on that.
I know that's right.
I'm trying to work
That's
my
a
way,
fact.
to plan something that we
I
can
love
all
you,
get
brother.
together. Love you too,
you
bud.
know
Take
I-
care of yourself.
Thank you, my friend.
You bet. And let me see, Benny.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming in. Always bring a lot
Welcome,
to
and
the
we're-
table, brother.
We're still holding it down in Johnson County, Kansas. We're still
There
Blue
you go.
County.
It's all one block at a time, one house at a time is what it's going to come down to. So hold on to your britches, baby. It's going to get wild.
Yep, because we're in the fight of our lives right now.
We are. But it's a fight worth having. So
Yep.
I'm in it. All right, Ben. Thank you very much, brother.
Welcome.
And Sammy.
Hey, peace and love, everybody. I still can't get my mind off them kids in Texas. That just blows my fucking mind, and I hope
It's a
everybody's
tragedy,
got their.
brother.
I mean, I hate to say thoughts and
It's a-
prayers, but
It's
No,
it's going to hit a lot of people.
yeah. Anyway,
that
just
yeah.
everybody just fucking do the right thing, man. Please. That's all I
Don't
ask
be an
for. Do
asshole.
the right
There you
thing.
go. Yeah, standard line in life. Don't be an asshole. That's all you got to do. Anyway,
All right.
Sammy,
Peace out, everybody. I love you all, man. Thanks for coming.
bet.
It's been a pleasure.
thank you, bub. Take care of yourself. And Candace.
Hey, John, thank you for
Right.
it was a great talk tonight, but I was like, nobody's bringing up old Elon. You know,
Uh,
can't leave him out of the bunch.
That's true. That's true. I'm glad you came in and brought that up.
You got to keep
Yeah,
an
We
eye
need
on
to
that
kick
boy.
him around a little.
I'm
Yeah,
all
he's got
for
too
it.
much money. We got to keep our eye on him, Miss Chick. He's got too
Yep.
much money. Too many
Definitely.
kids.
Too many
kids.
kids.
He's not- I don't think he's done with that too.
Yeah, that procreating. Just cut it out.
Yeah, he's trying to come up with his own, Anyway, Candace,
So
I
you can
appreciate
populate
you,
Mars,
baby.
I
Thank you
guess.
for coming in.
All right, it's good to hear your voice, honey.
Thank you, baby. Take care of yourself.
I will. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. And Miss Chick.
And John.
Oh, that was fun. That was lively.
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun.
Very
We
good
did.
trouble, John.
We make good
We make
trouble.
good-
That's
Yes,
what
we
we
do.
do. That's what
We're
we
going to
should
make
do.
good trouble.
We're going to make good, right there. Good trouble lives on,
That's all.
baby. He showed us the
Yeah.
way how to do it. We'll just keep that shit going. That's what that is.
So go to that link, goodtroubleliveson.org, or you can go to, I think, Move On, just almost anything. Mobilize
I'm
Us,
working on a
whatever.
graphic. I'm working on a graphic that's going to have a list of places, not just one, but a list of organizations that you can contact. I'm working
There
on
you
that. We're
go.
going to have a button. We're going to have a button. So
This is the next
Right.
really big one. But there should not just be one really big one. There should be
No.
just a lot of big ones. Just a
it's
lot of
gonna,
big
yeah,
ones all the
and I
time.
think it's going to increase. I really do.
Yep.
People are going to get upset. The more upset they get, the more apt they are to be
Yeah.
motivated to be involved, because that's what it's going to take.
Yep. And we've got people doing their part, especially on Facebook. They keep sharing this shit, John. I'm not sure why,
I don't
but they
know
like
why,
our shit.
but I'm
They
damn
share our
sure
shit.
glad they do.
I'm sure glad they do too. And
Who
I'll
shared
call them
this
out,
shit this
by
week?
gummy. Well,
Who-
this
who-
week, Ronnie S. in Indiana, David K. in Ohio, our own Leo S. in Tennessee,
Oh,
Jenny T. in Louisiana, Esmeralda M. from Colorado, and Claudia Q. from California all shared our shit.
all shared this shit. And that's the way this goes, baby. You can do the same thing. There's a button right down there. You can like, share, and subscribe. And all with the ease of a finger. And we love you for doing it. Thank you so much for supporting the show and just being involved. I love this family. Everybody's saying goodnight to each other. That's the way it starts with
Yeah.
that. It ends with that. I love it. That's the best part of this whole damn thing. It is. It's our Blue Dots. And if you don't know what that is, get your ass in the chat. Come on Discord. There's ways you can do it. You can go to BlueDotInTexas.com. And there's a link in there how to get onto Discord. You can come in and use your voice. We'd love to have you, and be a part of this. Be a part of this movement, because it's going to get big, and I want to be part of history. Anyway,
Yeah.
I love you. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Miss Chick.
You're welcome, John.
All right.
Just put that link in there one more time before you shut it off. There we go.
There you go. There you go. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for being a part of this, and stand with it, baby. We're going to be back here Tuesday for another Blue Dot family meeting. So until then, try to muddle your way through whatever shit you got to do. Put a smile on your face and give that shit away to somebody else. They need it. I love you. Thank you for being here. Good night, Miss